get back to our meeting here. I believe that we are on item 6.4 on our agendas. And I'm going to hand it over to Deepak to go through that for us.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you may recall, in order to address some of the safety and traffic concerns on Colville, Council gave us direction to take a look at acquiring the property at 1032 Colville Road. Council authorized this for the CAO to enter into negotiations, and since then we've been able to, since May of 2023, we've finally been able to make an agreement with the property owner. The subject property is about 4.19 acres, and it's 150 feet wide. There is a home on the property, and the rear portion is about 3.2 acres, which is agricultural land. So prior to the traffic study and so forth, in order to secure this, we took a look at it, and we received, we looked at the appraisal that was done by the assessment department, first of all, for the taxation year, which was identified as $249,000. The average sales price between 2021 and 22 was coming in at about $286,000. Based on this, we went on, hired an appraiser. An appraiser came in at $263,000 because the value of the building itself wasn't as high as what some of the average sales are. We've come to a final agreement of $295,000. This is slightly over the appraised value, but taking into consideration the negotiations we had with the landowner, as well as impact on the landowner of selling the property and acquiring other property to move, and those things were taken into consideration, and to not get into any kind of an expropriation situation. We felt the price was a very reasonable price. The other part of this is that now that once we have this and we can add in the land to the study and be able to do the proper road configuration and do the proper traffic calming solutions on Colville, we should be able to section off the rest of the remaining parcel of land and be able to sell it to the adjoining property owners for a reasonable price, and hoping to recoup our investment into the project itself. And what it does is it shows a map was provided that shows what the property that we're looking at, how large it is, and also identifies where are some of the adjoining landowners who might be interested in acquiring the property to consolidate with their properties for future development.
Go ahead, Rob.
The other goodwill gesture, Mr. Administrator, correct me if I'm wrong, was that the legal fees would be part of that 292 as well, and that would be all encompassed.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's...
This is the final price.
Yes.
Anything else? The council is ready to move it forward. I'll ask for the resolution, please.
Resolved, the council authorize the land purchase of Lot 4, Plan 13052 for 132 Colville Road from Lucas Zufel in the amount of $295,000 for future Colville Road traffic improvements. Further be a resolved, Mayor and CAO be authorized to sign and seal purchase and sale agreement.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bazarowicz, second. Councillor Boulanger. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, 6.5, that's Road 32B, and that's the gravel that...
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a request by council that was brought forward last time, and the resolution has been put forward and was added to the agenda today as an addendum, and it's requesting for gravel to be put forward on the small portion of Road 32B known as Whittles Point. And so if you are okay, I can answer some questions, or I can read the resolution and answer the questions.
How would you spell it?
Not the
I
way it is
changed
now.
the resolution.
It's changed.
I know, but that's...
WITTLES.
Thank you.
Whereas the request has been made from many ratepayers that need to travel, or that need to, that the need for gravel of a small portion of Road 32B Whittles Point. Whereas the road is heavily used by tourists and fishermen to access Liba Marsh and Lake Winnipeg both in the summer and the winter, and is currently mud surfaced and not usable in inclement weather. And whereas the road is only 1/4 mile in length and could be gravelled with a pit run gravel from a nearby municipal pit, therefore be it resolved that council advise administration to request Public Works to gravel Road 32B, Widows Point, with a pit run gravel from a nearby municipal pit and spread with a bobcat and cat loader by mid-November.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bassler, or Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion?
Question?
Go ahead.
Would we need to run the bobcat up there? Didn't the grader just spread this?
It's bobcat or so either one could do it.
Yeah, because the graders will be out before winter likely anyway.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
And just to confirm that we are using gravel from our gravel pit, that there won't be a charge, like, just for the
The
labor?
resolution has told us to use a pit run, we'll do a pit run.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, anything else? Have a mover, have a seconder. If there's no other questions, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Next, we are going to move on now to our accounts and our financial statements. So the first thing is 7.1, close list of accounts.
Resolve council approve the October 24, 2023 list of accounts, check numbers 23001902 to 23002010 in the amount of $516,013.76 for payment.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, second. Second, Councillor Bazarowicz. Any questions or comments? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. The next one we have is the financial statement to September the 30th.
So resolve the financial statements as at September 30th be adopted as presented.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horvath, second, please. Councillor Strang, any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And that takes us now to our grants. We have the Selkirk Rec Association. And Deepak comment, or I think we have
We
most of
have-
the information that was presented to us here. So
Yes, Madam Mayor, and one of the things that they are entitled to is that the council had passed a resolution, or part of the budget process, $30,000 in annual grant. This would be the request to be able to provide that $30,000 in annual grant. Based on the presentation and the recommendation from our recreation manager is recommending that the grant be increased to $50,000 for either for 2023 or onward, or 24 and onward. So leaving that up to council to decide. As part of the dialogue and part of the discussion council made, I would recommend that if it's going for 24 and beyond, that it be put forward to the budget process for 24 and beyond, but for 2023, if council wishes, you can increase it from 30,000 to 20,000 additional for this year based on the presentation you received.
go ahead, Councillor Spicer.
So just a clarification question. We have a budget number for this type of operating grant, so does this fit in, or is this over and above what we budgeted?
At this point, it should
Overall.
still, and overall, it should still be within our budget.
Okay, thank you.
Within our budget, but is it within our allowance, what we allow for these types of things? I thought there
That's
was-
what I mean. For the overall, I think it might still be in
Yeah,
there. Yes.
I thought we had a,
I think it was 60-some thousand.
okay, I thought it was 30.
I'm good with the 50.
Yeah, I'm
Like
okay.
there's
with
that one section that we have budgeted for operating grants.
Oh, and the budget policy you're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about?
talking policy, so,
Okay, so towards the policy, I think it's 50,000 still within the policy amount. for operating grants. Because this is an operating grant increase, not a project or a special project. If I take a look at the policy, I can certainly bring that up, policy 413 of the annual recreation grant. And so if I go to policy 413,
Sandra, did you have a question? Just for some clarification, it said there that in the comments about the 50,000, would that be our regular amount we'd be changing it to from 30 then going forward? Or would it be something that we would review every year and per location that's?
I think that this is just for this year, the 23 or 22, 23.
just
I
the
don't know, there was
23.
24 in there too, that's why I just wanted some clarification on.
The recommendation from the recreation manager is to do it either 23 onward or 24 onward.
But every year?
Yes, as a direct increase. What I'm suggesting is do it as a 20, if your council so wishes, they can increase it by 20,000 for this year. And the remaining years would be submitted to the budget process to be able to determine. Because you can't make a decision in the middle of a budget year, all the funds that are needed for the ongoing years until you've gone through the entire budget. Okay, so I don't see an amount in the policy.
Which policy number is that?
413, which is specifically related to East Selkirk Recreation, arm of the East St. Paul, Grand Marais Rec Center, and Gordon Howard Center. And those are specific ones for the annual recreation service provider operations grant, where we've been given $30,000. So in that policy itself, in 413, it doesn't have a maximum amount.
GMCC wouldn't be in there too, would they?
No.
So we really haven't paid any of these other ones up to this point this year either, have
I
we?
don't think we paid the arm of East St. Paul. We're still waiting for the
Waiting for
details.
information.
And the Gordon Howard Center, I don't think we paid for a couple of years or more.
Grand Marais we did though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, GMRA, I think we did just recently.
I think we've given Gordon Howard, but I don't think it's in that amount.
Oh, no, they're all individual to their own amounts. This policy specifically covers recreation provider operating grants. And then these are the providers, so what you have is a policy to add another provider. So as an example, if South St. Clements Activity Center comes in and you've got somebody managing it, as opposed to the RM, they would be added in here as a recreation service provider.
But I think what she was also asking for was that any time they wanted to do something, we would apply for a grant also. That's how I got that.
Under a project.
Yeah, on a
grant, she was
project.
calling-
That's what she was saying, coming forward.
One of the things in this policy that it hasn't always followed well is number 5, paragraph 2, where the municipal office's recommendation is to receive these requests for the future year before November 30th. And
Yeah, for the next year,
yes,
yeah.
not for the current year.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, we're working through it with everyone. So there is no, the question, Councillor, was that whether there was policy to accommodate this. So if council so wishes, they can increase it by $20,000 to $50,000 for this year and put the rest of the request, recommendation from Brenda to the budget process.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll read the, where am I here? Resolved, council approve the following 2023 requested grant, East Selkirk Recreation Association 2023 $30,000 Furthermore, council increases the 2023 allocations by $20,000 for a total of $50,000.
Okay. Moved by Councilor Boulanger, seconded by Councilor Horbis. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. And then we have our Holiday Alley request.
So this one, I think, is the Reading with the Sheep Poetry, sorry. So this is a program that's been created. Holiday Alley has been a recipient for the last few years, and the sheep poetry at Holiday Alley has gone over quite well, and has been also part of the Travel Manitoba book, and there's been articles about it, and they're asking for our participation at $1,500.
Any questions, comments, thoughts? Go ahead, Councilor Gazarowicz.
What exactly is sheep poetry? Never heard of it. I raise sheep.
Basically, it just inspires people to write poetry, and they get to read it out together, is my understanding.
And this is done in Salter?
Yes,
Oh,
it's been-
they've got the sheep there.
Yes,
During
the sheep are in
Holiday
attendance while they're reading
Yes.
poetry.
Yes.
I assume they might use the sheep as a way of determining who wins the contest.
Is all of the
Any other
same
reactions?
thing about the Salters, or is it what, ours?
Well, it's all of us, really. It's put on, you know, it's in Selkirk, and it's put on by the partly
Red River North.
North, and the Community Foundation, I guess, participates, but it's mostly Red River North tourism. that
Holiday
does-
Alley has been given over to Red River North Tourism, so they are the.
So where do they have it? Where is it done at?
On Manitoba Avenue and in the park, like I know
What's
not,
outside?
Never been there?
I know, I think it was last year, I was reading I went to movie night down in the park for the kids. So in the Ag Building, they have it all decorated and they show movies for the kids, and there's no cost to the kids to come in there and watch the movies, and they have all sorts of events going on. Sandra, you worked at the,
They have a craft sale going on
Yeah.
at Gordon Howard Center for how many days, different levels of the building. It's just packed there.
Yeah.
It brings community to Holiday Alley.
yeah,
So, Madam Mayor, if I could
Go ahead.
address the question. So what it does is they encourage all residents in the area to come and write poetry. If they write poetry, it is put in the pen, taped to the pen inside the sheep enclosure, which draws people in, and then people are then able to walk around and read the poetry inside the sheep enclosure. And the intent is to have more citizen engagement and more citizens. They had over 80 citizens who wrote poems last time that were pinned all over the pens.
I guess they can't use goats because they're using for yoga, so.
Or they might eat the poetry.
They might even put it.
Go ahead, Councilor Spicer.
Okay, all kidding aside, so to be clear here, this is a grant not just for sheep poetry, it's also for Holiday Alley.
It's part of Holiday Alley.
Yes.
Because if you look at the budget, it's the full budget for Holiday Alley, I would assume.
Yes, but we always get a
Because
request
we're
for
looking-
Holiday Alley grant as a separate grant request.
Well, but if they're asking us now, I think this is it, in my opinion.
That's up to council.
Did we give last year to this?
Because the grant they have, or
Yeah, we did.
The Holiday
the
Alley.
budget,
How much?
It might not, I don't recall, sorry, Scott, because it might not have been specific to the sheep, it might have been just a donation or a grant to Holiday Alley last year, I'm not sure, I can't recall.
I'm
Sorry,
just
Scott,
looking
go
at their
ahead.
budget, and it's $115,000. Like, I don't think they're spending that on sheet poetry. I
No.
think it's the whole thing,
So this might be the entire request for the holiday.
yeah. So,
I think what Scott's saying is, are they gonna come again and ask for more money for this?
Well, they
Or
could
is this
ask,
the only thing for holiday? Is that what you're getting at?
That, well, I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out if it's one request, or not only, I mean, it's two parts, but this is the request for this event.
for now. And the other thing that they had a couple of years, and I guess that was pre-COVID, because last year, I believe it was, you took the soup home, was soup tasting. Like a number of different restaurants had soup, and there were judges. I know Larry and I judged one year, and Joy, Larry and I judged one year. Last year and the year before, I believe we took the soups home. Like if you wanted to participate, you took the soups home and then handed in your votes at Wishmere. So, something different, brings community together. There's, you know, depending on the weather, because it's the end of November, and I know last year and the year before, I think it was the year before, there was a ton of people on Manitoba Avenue. Like you could hardly move at the east end of the street, so.
Okay,
Okay,
Sandra has a question.
go ahead, Sandra.
I will also let you know that I was at an event this past week, and Holiday Alley got Event of the Year from Travel Manitoba. They took out all the events in Manitoba.
For what was it?
Event of the Year for Manitoba.
What was the event?
Holiday.
Holiday Alley.
Oh, okay.
They were the winners of the
Yeah.
recipients, and they were against some, there was 5 different events, and they were the one that,
I hope there was prize money.
no, they just got an award and they got pictures done.
Yeah, yeah.
That was nice to see.
It was nice that they got, I mean, I know that there's volunteers that put a lot of work into Holiday Alley and things like that, so it's good to have them win an award like that.
And that's one of the things, Red River North, those ladies are volunteers. They've just started now to take a little bit of money for mileage of when they go, when they're taking their, but otherwise it is all
I
volunteers.
thought Holiday Alley was when you go to people's houses and they're decorated for Christmas and all that. That's not it too?
They've taken that out ever since COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they were going, you're right,
Yeah.
but they did have venues and that you went into people's homes, people decorated up, but since COVID came along, they've changed it a bit.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
The soup cook-off is in this budget, so I think it must be for the
It
whole.
might be the only request we get, yes.
Yeah, it could be. So, do we have a resolution to bring forward?
Yes, we do, Madam Mayor.
What's their entire budget spent?
$114,317.
Resolve council approve the following 2023 request and grant Holiday Alley 2023 $1,500.
Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Strang, second, please. Counselor Horbus, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we're down to bylaws. We have one bylaw for second and third reading today.
So this is the renaming, Micon Way to Cross Drive, so resolve bylaw 13 of 2023 being the bylaw of the Royal Municipality of St. Clements to rename Micon Way to Cross Drive, be given second reading.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Bazarowicz, second, please. Counselor Sutherland, any discussion? Go ahead,
Where
Counselor.
exactly is this?
This is in the industrial park itself, in Lockport, and it was supposed to be Cross Way Drive, but was missed in the registration of the plan itself.
Yeah, there's, I was thinking it was further south.
This is on Henderson Highway.
Yeah, I think.
More on
it's
Henderson
going
Highway.
That's not in the.
Yes,
Okay, sorry, it's on.
Oh, so I was right.
yeah, I mean, yes.
I don't know how they got that Micron Road, there was nothing there before.
When they did the planned subdivision originally on their subdivision application, they called it Micron Way.
Okay.
Yeah.
By
Okay.
accident. Okay,
Okay, have a mover, have a seconder, any further discussion? Call the question, all those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried.
So resolved bylaw 13 of 2023, being a bylaw of the Romas Valley St. Clements to rename Micron Way to Cross Drive, be read a third time
Can I
in
have
the Henderson area.
And have a mover, please. Counselor Spicer, second. Counselor Strang, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Communications for information. I'm not sure if there's anything that anyone wants to touch on there.
I would, Madam Mayor.
Go ahead.
9.7, which is information council, which is Charge Point. I'd like to show you is the statistics that are available here from our Charge Point. The two chargers, that one in East Selkirk and the other one in
Grand Marais.
Grand Marais, thank you. And this is becoming, this will become some part of the regular information we'll be able to provide. Obviously, they've just been introduced, so there's, a take-up time on it. I wanted to talk about this, and council did say that we would make it available for the first 3 months for free. Council may want to look at increasing that. I can bring it back next month to have a further discussion with you. But you're beginning to see what it is. As an example, 4 ports, two stations, energy kilowatts over 148 kilowatts of raw power have been provided, gasoline saved 19 gallons with 3 unique drivers at this point. There'll be more as the time goes, as we get to use it. But I thought the interesting point that I realized on this was the where is it? Our occupied hours is total of 25, charging hours of 21.
It's just administration.
No, no one from the administration or staff have used these towers, these chargers. As I recall, there was something that said what percentage we are compared to the average percentage, and we're on the high end compared to the overall charging.
So these
people
are
beginning
slow
to use
ones, right? I mean, not slow ones.
So they're
level
medium.
2 chargers.
There was no usage of Grand Marais?
Yeah, both. These are good. Both of them together.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sandra.
I have a question. I've been asked, so the charger, is it one that would plug in, because there's different heads or something on them? Is it for Tesla?
Yes, Teslas are a different head, but Tesla's heads usually come with the Tesla chargers. Usually have a converter to be able to use them.
Adapter.
An
So ours
adapter.
aren't, because
No,
some-
we don't have. We're not Tesla specific. We're generic.
We're generic.
So
Okay.
Tesla is the one that has a proprietary connection. And so if you need to go and charge at a Tesla charging station, you have to have a converter. And if you want to charge a Tesla on a standard one, you have to have a converter. There are really 3 different types. There's the 2 standard ones. One is being used more in Europe and Asia. And the other one is used all across North America, which is the one that we have put in. And then the third one is Tesla, which is all proprietary. So only Teslas can charge on those unless you get a special charger. But the Teslas come with
The adapter.
an adapter.
Okay, I've just been asking about that.
So
So
why
what's the
can't they
difference?
do one here with Tesla and then the other station with the other one?
Because we can't do Tesla chargers. Tesla's chargers are all controlled by Tesla.
Okay.
Glenn and then
I
Sandra.
was asked on the weekend what the charge is actually
What a charge?
Yeah, any idea?
Like say we're to charge.
If you're in charge, it's dependent on the kilowattage of usage and how long. Right now, I think, like the Canadian tires, some of the Canadian tires have these chargers. They have a level 2 and a level 3. Level 3s are the fast chargers. The level 2 chargers, they're charging about $1 something, and that's making a profit.
$1
Per hour.
Per hour. So
That's it?
what,
Maybe $2 an hour at maximum. I can't remember the last time when I saw the numbers, but it's minimal. It's $20 an hour if you're charging on the fast charger, but that's going from 20% to 100% in that hour. Or 0 to 100 if you want to
Still
talk about it.
20 bucks.
And so it's $20 for like a tank of gas kind of thing.
So, your
But if you're charging it on the other chargers, what can be done on a fast charger in an hour will take about 8 hours. So it's probably around $2 an hour they're charging, but both of those charges are at a profit level because the energy output doesn't cost that much.
And just for information, there was another fire, another electric car blew.
Where?
I'm not sure, I didn't make that call.
And are they
In our
in,
area.
I don't know if it was here or Selkirk or East St. Paul, someplace, yeah, it was there.
and are they inside the garage?
Yes,
Okay.
they keep telling you do not charge until indoors.
And yet, I think that's where
We've
everybody's
lost
are getting
two now.
installed. How about yours, Deepak? Do you have an installation at your place?
In my garage.
See, that's where they're putting them.
The charge hub?
Yeah.
Oh, so is
No,
it,
just a charge. The level 2 charger can be as basically a 240 volt adapter plug for your
Low dryer plug.
welder or dryer plug or
so
Well, Ryder's got
question, Glenn,
one
is it
camera.
the chargers that's catching on fire or the cars themselves?
Electrical system, whatever, and we gotta get special training because if you go in there, you gotta cut those batteries. If you don't cut them right, they can blow it.
Hmm.
And I think it's the batteries in the blow it.
So Deepak, if you went home tonight and your thing was on 0, would your car be fully charged by morning, by 8 o'clock?
oh yes,
Yeah?
and it would never get to 0.
Well, you don't normally charge to 100% anyway.
Yeah,
right?
they're supposed to be.
No, so you charge to 80 to 90% on these chargers,
Yeah.
and you can go home and you can charge it from 20 or you can charge it from 40. You don't have to let it go down all the way, just like you don't have to let your gas.
So you got a timer on there?
Yeah, it's a timer, so as soon as it gets to full charge, it shuts off. And so you set it to whatever timing, and you can set it for outdoor, indoor, or wherever you are, what percentage you want it to charge to, what time of the day you want it to charge. You could have a charge in the evenings, because in many other places in the States, electricity is cheaper at night than it is during the day for high consumption, so they have different rates, so people utilize that.
Yeah, in the States, you've got a dozen of them lined up.
Yep.
Sandra?
Okay, go ahead.
I have a question. So when is our 3 months up for the free that we haven't been charging,
I
or
think the end
charging
of
the
November.
customer? November? And after that, were we thinking, because I remember us sitting around the table here and speaking about whatever was paid, that would go to, like, say, the community center there, or go up to Grand Marais for out of the money, right? I don't know.
Or towards,
The original plan was to charge just the cost of the electricity is one. The other option is you charge at the rate that everybody else is charging at, and then take the profits and give it to those community centers, yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's what we were speaking about before, but
I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Go ahead, Glenn.
Would you not use it as like a utility that, like we put out cash for the initial charger and like utility, maybe maintenance or be replaced?
You could, definitely. That would be asset management.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have to go to the public utilities board.
yeah, I guess we have to look at that too. Right? And with that money, you could get more stations too. Right?
Well, eventually,
Correct.
like I say, in the States, you've got like a dozen lined up. What you were saying too was, I don't know if we did the math here or wherever it was, that for 6 pumps, you would need 6 times as many stations or something, like your gas pumps, for the time that it takes.
Depends what level of charger it is.
So we're not at the bottom end of this. We dispense more energy than 25% of the users, more than 25%. So there's many people better than us, and lots under us too. So, and we've just introduced this, and I think the important thing to recognize is there is also some other statistics that shows you how many trees would you have grown to take away that much carbon out of the atmosphere. So there are things that council needs to review if you're looking at turning it into a utility or other costs. Is what do you want? Because you do get, we are achieving carbon credits. Not that we're getting those credits, but we are trying to reduce the carbon footprint of our community. And there's a cost to that, just like in everything else. One of the things I want to look at with this, that I saw at FCM, which is becoming very popular now, is that they have an add-on unit to most of your diesel equipment that converts it to hydrogen power. And so you use the gas, the diesel, to heat up the element to be able to convert the water
Hydrogen.
into hydrogen.
Innovative hydrogen.
Yeah, and so that hydrogen then powers the engine, which uses it much more efficiently.
And they've already got that threat out there that if they go into hydrogen, they might forget about the electric.
Well, some are arguing that hydrogen is definitely the better solution.
And
I'm one of
especially
them.
if they got the risk, fire risk and that, I don't know, whatever. It'll be what it'll be. It's just, it's out there already.
Yep. And so either one will, but just to let you know, but now we digress, and I apologize for that, Madam Mayor.
That's okay, we're getting down to the end. If there's nothing else on the info correspondence, I guess we are down to council reports. And I'm going to start with Councilor Placer today.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. October the 14th, I attended the East Selkirk Fire Department open house. Well attended. They did a demo of their new rescue equipment. Pretty cool. Pancakes were good. October 16th, had a Red River Planning District special meeting, financial in nature. October the 18th, John Q. update meeting. That same day, we had our regular planning meeting for Red River Planning District. October the 20th, I went to the AMM Asset Management Seminar. It was a lot of practical discussion. I made a few notes, and we do have a handout. But what we mostly got out of it was a bunch of resources that you can use. So I can pass that on to administration if they're interested. And October 23rd, we had another Red River Planning District special meeting. Topic again was finances, and that's all I have unless there's any questions.
Questions, comments? Not seeing
What
any?
was discussed?
Which one?
No, it's okay.
Go ahead, Councilor Bazarowitz.
I gotta go back a little bit here, not a whole lot, but September 26th was our cow meeting here. We had Derek, Brenna, and Tyler presenting. And September 29th, the daycare opening, and October 5th, we have ARM in the city of Selkirk. That's it.
Thank you for that, Councilor Corbis.
I have nothing to report since our last.
Okay, Councilor Sutherland.
October 14th, the Selkirk Fire Hall, their pancake breakfast. It was well attended, and as Scott said, they had the demonstration of their new Jaws of Life. Pretty good units compared to the old hydraulic one where you have to be gas engines. It's all portable, battery powered, really worked good, pretty interesting. On October 19th, I attended the Selkirk Biz Awards. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
October 18th, I attended in the evening the John Hughes presentation. And I'll give an update on two of their projects going on. October 19th, I attended Travel Manitoba's AGM. Our province is getting there, but we're still down in profits with visitors. Actually, we've had over, I think it's 1.3 million visitors that aren't our own residents of Manitoba this year. So there'll be new updates on that on it, but
It's gone up from last year.
it has gone up, yeah. We still aren't back to norm yet, we're still down below, but us and the Maritimes are two of the provinces that are, or two of the areas that are showing more visitors. So that was actually, they were very impressed of all the businesses. They commended them on just stepping forward to do whatever that they can for tourism here in Manitoba. So, in the afternoon, I also attended Travel Manitoba. They had an awards luncheon, and one of our employees was up for Employee of the Year. And there was 3 of them, and the employee out of Brandon received the award. But it was very nice to have her recognized and nominated. And she is up for an award Saturday for the Interlake Tourism Award. So, and that same evening, I went to Selkirk Biz Awards evening, and Style RV out of our municipality won the award.
Yes, I can't remember which one they won though.
That's me neither, but
You just asked me.
I didn't know that he
You did
passed
ask.
away, and
From
they
what?
did announce
From
that
what?
at the awards.
From what? I didn't know that.
Silence.
From what though?
Yeah, had he been
Oh,
ill?
I don't.
Okay.
and today, or this morning, we had our committee of whole meeting, and that's everything.
Okay. Go ahead, Councillor Boulanger.
Just the October 19th Biz Awards. It was a good event as usual. Business of the Year was Iron Image Gym in Selkirk. Well deserving, very nice gym. Matt and Tom do an excellent job there. What I found odd, I think we all found odd, was yes, Styling RV in Lockport area on 44 did win. It was within our RM, but the person that read it out was from St. Andrews. I just assumed that when a nomination came from the RM, it's a person from the RM that reads it. Maybe they didn't do it that way. I don't know if it was just an error, but it was kind of weird when St. Andrews went up to read the announcement, but hold on.
I think that's who submitted the name.
From another RM?
This is just a business.
Okay. Okay, no, that's it for me.
Okay. I've got, I guess, a little bit of a double here because I left the last meeting early to attend another meeting, so I've got, going back to September the 26th. We had a committee of the whole in our regular council meeting on September the 26th. On the 28th, there was the Red River Basin Commission, the North Chapter meeting in the city of Selkirk. On the 29th of September, most of us were at the daycare grand opening next door. October the 4th, I met with Ian Goodall-George from the province from Recreation, and we're working on putting a package together to circulate to all the municipalities in the IMRA area because it kind of fell off the table after the last election and we haven't been very active. So we'd kind of like to get going on that again. On October the 5th, I had a John Q Finance Audit and Risk Committee meeting, and I've been made the chair of that committee for that group. October 5th, the ARM in the city of Selkirk. October the 6th, the daycare walkthrough. October 10th, the council meeting. October the 13th, Inclusion Selkirk and their meet and greet, which was very nice. There was a good attendance, and as we all know, that was the day that Mr. and Mrs. Gaynor gave a substantial contribution to the Inclusion Selkirk new building, so that was very nice. Then, of course, we had the pancake breakfast, our special meeting on the 17th of October. I had a Manitoba Good Roads meeting, and we hosted it here. It was well attended, and we talked about what's coming up as far as courses and the banquet next year and all those sorts of things, the awards. I don't know who won any of the awards. The judging committee is pretty tight-lipped when it comes to that. But I can tell you, if there's anybody sitting around the table who would be interested in going out on the road and helping with the judging for the Good Roads, for their prizes or their awards, they are always looking for judges to come out and give them a hand. They're always short of judges. 18th then, the John Q, I had a board meeting, and then in the afternoon I had the John Q info session, and then in the evening I had a RRPD regular meeting. On the 19th, there was a WMR board meeting, and it was in person. I ended up Zooming in because I just couldn't drive back into the city that morning. The 19th, again, the Selkirk Biz Awards, and on the 20th, the AMM Asset Management Seminar that I attended, and Councillor Spicer was there. I'm going to go back to the Biz Awards. I was asked to present the Community Spirit Award, and that was presented to No Frills in Selkirk. But Brett also came along and asked me to do the land acknowledgement that we were on Treaty 1 land, and I was kind of, you know, I was sort of prepared, and I did have something in my phone, so I got through that, but I was a little surprised that he kind of picked me to do that, but that was okay, that was good. Yesterday, I was invited to attend at the legislature for the swearing in of the PC caucus members, and I believe there were 22 caucus members that were sworn in yesterday morning from the PCs. And when I was leaving, there were a lot of people coming in, and according to the news last night, I guess the NDP caucus was sworn in yesterday afternoon, so I was there. It was just a swearing in, nothing too fancy or frilly or anything like that, but it was nice to be invited. So, and I was invited by our MLA, Jeff Ward. And then after that, I went to the RRPD special meeting yesterday afternoon. And that's all I have. Go ahead, Deepak.
So for the CAO report, I have, first is the daycare project in East Selkirk. As you know, the construction of the daycare building is complete, and the daycare provider is planning to occupy very shortly. Final inspections are being done. There was a grand opening on Friday, September 29th, and the final inspections have been completed, including fire department for occupancy. Curb stop connections. The contractor continues to work on completing the curb stops, and we anticipate all work to be completed this year. They were shooting for the end of October. I think we may go a little bit into November, mainly because there were some delays that were encountered. Some of them related with that spill area and other things that had an impact on that. So we're taking that into consideration. The other is the St. Clements Activity Center. The selection of the design build contractor was approved by council at the last meeting, and we're working with the contractor right now to finalize the design build contract, which is the CCDC 13 that we'll be approving. And then I'll go through our legal, and once it's been all established, then we'll come back to council for your review. The regional water line project has begun, and the contractor has been installing pipes along the alignment north of the floodway and working towards a water treatment plant. Sorry for the typo there. On top of that, we are dealing with the landowner in order to deal with an easement related with us having to be offset from the highway a little bit. As to the Lockport wastewater treatment plant, the project for the lift station in Lockport plant decommissioning RFP is being reviewed by the Water Services Board, and will be brought to council over the next month. I'm anticipating. General meetings, daycare walkthrough with the provincial representatives. On top of the grand opening, there's a walkthrough with provincial representatives. There was also our curb stop project management meetings, as well as regional, which are occurring every 2 weeks, regional water line project, which is also occurring every 2 weeks, as well as the St. Clements Activity Project, which is also occurring almost every 2 weeks. Meeting with the planning consultants on consulting contracts, and that was to deal with the various consulting contracts that were coming out of our strategic plan, as well as through the resolutions of council, that's the law for the budget, through the budget process. Various general meetings with business operations. I also had meetings with the proponents that put forward for the Safe Activity Center and did not win. Along with that, we have the monthly update for the fire department statistics. Sorry for the numbering screw up there. The monthly update of the fire department statistics have been received. Unfortunately, East have not been updated by, East Selkirk, not East Beaches. And the system from East Beaches will correct that in my thing. And the following is the Narrow Fire Hall and East Beaches statistics. So the total is 20 emergency calls, Narrow having 5, and East Beaches having 15. So East Beaches were able to catch up, and they were able to do July and September, so they have a total from the others. The other ones are behind at East Selkirk. We should have those numbers for you next month. As to the monthly updates from bylaw enforcement, they have caught up now, and so bylaw enforcement for the month of September and what was missing, we have now, we have complaints 8 for the month of September for animal control. Cautions, 6 of those were dog at large, 1 dog barking, 1 dog impounded and been dealt with, as well as a dog biting incident. Monthly update on the overall bylaw enforcement in the RMO St. Clements, and that's where we were not getting the statistics for the last couple of months. So August, the weekend, the August weekend reports are 16 shifts, 4 calls for service, 1 for parking, 1 for careless driving, and 2 for noise. PBLE weekend, September weekend report is 11 shifts. 4 were made up in October, so the ones that they missed in September were made up in October. 8 calls for service, 2 animal control, 3 off-road vehicles, 3 noise, 1 speeding, and 1 started motorist. As to the general update, we have a draft TIF bylaw to be reviewed with council. We have tax payments. Drive-through has started this week, and it's being received well, with a few always issues, but generally it's been working very well. And the electric vehicle chargers have all been installed, and the use support was provided, as mentioned earlier, as well as the Public Works Heavy Equipment Review by consultants for the asset management is underway and will be brought forward for council review next month.
Go ahead, Rob.
Just a question for Mr. Administrator. Is there a way that we can, especially with this new executive council being sworn in with all the new ministers, is there a way we can relook at getting that letter that was drafted up for Colville safety concerns sent to the new Minister of Highways?
Very good point. That's exactly what we're working towards right now.
Okay, it might coincide nicely with our engineering study that's going on, and when we get our prices back, that if Highways does reply to us, that we can say in that letter that these are the reasons why we put the letter forward, not only for safety concerns, but that down the road, when we get engineering studies done of cost, perhaps there might be a cost sharing portion. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask around. I was hoping to resurrect a few of those letters. One was the Colville letter, and the other is to resurrect the speed letter that we sent out already. Now that there's a change of ministers, we should send it again for Highway 44 to reduce speeds, as well as want to send a letter related to the safety-related issue on Henderson Highway on the S-curve. And so that now that we have a new council, new committee there. And
Then I have the one more that we might be thinking of is the floodway hunting concern letter that was sent to Brian Hagelin.
and we can certainly do that one.
He has since retired. I'll talk to you after about what happened there.
Anything else? I see that, yeah, David's got,
No.
are you good?
So,
Oh, Sandra, sorry. No?
Okay,
Okay,
good, thank you.
Scott.
Very likely you'll be doing a letter about library funding after Thursday.
Oh, yes.
I'm just guessing, but I'm thinking you're gonna get a request for
Okay, anything else from council to Deepak on his report? Okay, Miss Heather, do you have anything that you would like to share with us? Everything is good for our December the 8th, I believe it is?
I'll get everything sent out shortly, yes. but-
Okay,
Christmas party?
yes. And it is a Friday. And that was what was available, and actually talking to the firemen, they thought that the Friday was great, so.
That's the feedback I'm getting.
Yeah, so. Okay, so with that, I think we will, not adjourn our meeting, but we will take a break now for our supper, and we will be back for 6 o'clock to do our planning items this evening.
Was Tyler supposed to talk with us about something?
No, that was the beneficiary council.
It was interested in the elevation.